Hi everyone, welcome back to Property Titus Lim. About 2 weeks ago, I uploaded an Instagram post on the art of war by Sun Tzu, knowing thyself, knowing thy enemy, how it relates to real estate. So one of the questions that came along was, how do you know the developer strategy, or how do you know the developer's objective? So in this video, I'll be focusing on Chuan Park launch, which is just yesterday, to give an example of how we can know thy enemy, the developer and the sellers. For Chuan Park, it is a new project in Lorong Chuan, just a stone throw away from Lorong Chuan MRT, and the area has not seen any new development for the past 14 years. And this is on an en bloc site from the previous Chuan Park. And the developer is Kingsford. So in total is around 916 units, and yesterday on launch day they sold around 701 units, which is about more than 75% sold on launch day. The hype was crazy. There was long queue on first preview day. The queue took about 2 to 3 hours to enter the show flat, and in the show flat it was crowded, it was busy, there's a lot of interest. 2,000 over checks was collected for the 916 units leading up to launch day. So coming back to today's main question of how do we know the developer strategy? To put things into context, developers are after this thing called average selling PSF. So there will be units that they sell at a lower price and units that they sell at a higher price to achieve the average price that they are after. So similar to real estate, other business, for example F&B, also adopt such strategy. There might be promotional items that the restaurant is selling at cost or at a lower margin, but there will be items, for example alcoholic drinks or beverages or desserts, that has maybe 30, 40 or even 50% margin. With the total sales, it will help the restaurant to achieve their overall profit. So the indicative launch price by developer before launch day was around 2002 to 2003 per square feet. So let's use 2250 as an example, right? What happens was, those lucky clients who got a very good ballot number actually went in at 2002, 2003. So 2250 per square feet. So along the day, the sales has been picking up and developer went ahead and increased 4-time pricing. So the average per square feet price as we closed near to midnight was around 2,500 to 2,600 per square feet. So this is not uncommon, because if you have remembered, Pasir Ris 8 couple of years ago went through, I believe, to be 8 times price increase on launch day itself. The details of how different developers use different strategy would then be shared in the next 2 videos. So be sure to subscribe so you can get notified when the videos are being released. So back to yesterday at Chuan Park, that 24 hours, what happened? So for buyers who have a good ballot number, they will have bought in at around 2002 to 2003 using 2250 as an example. If they were to go for a 1,000 square feet house, that would cost them 2.25 million.
Approximately 10 hours later.
So as the day develops, the developer started to increase price up to 4 times, and the average PSF at the end of the day was 2,597 per square feet. So let's use 2,550 as an example. If the buyer were to buy at 2,550 per square feet for the same 1,000 unit, maybe different stack, different facing, but that's not the main point in this video, he would have paid 2.55 million for a unit in Chuan Park. So the earlier buyer purchased at 2.25 versus the later buyer at 2.55, a difference of 300,000. So this 300,000 essentially also means the earlier buyer who bought in at 2.25 million essentially is sitting on some form of paper profit of about 300,000, because the development has transacted at 2,550 per square feet just within the day. But don't get me wrong, if you have bought it at 2.55 million, I don't mean that it's a wrong decision or it's a wrong purchase. In fact, I feel that this project has a lot of room for growth. But it simply means that that buyer at 2.25 has more room for growth, or has a lot more buffer as compared to someone who bought it at 2.55. Alright guys, that's all the time we have today. But I promise there will be useful tips in the next 2 videos to know the developer strategy, to know your seller strategy, to know your enemy, so that you can be set up for success. There are things we cannot control, like the ballot number, but there are many things that we can control. So be sure to subscribe so you will get notified when I publish the next 2 videos. Do give me some time. Content creation is hard, and I thank you for your support. Please do continue to follow me on my socials, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, God bless.